Hi everyone, welcome to Hive Knits and Natters with me, Lizzie, the maker behind Hive Knits. You can find me here on YouTube, Instagram and Ravelry as Hive Knits. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for finding my channel. And if you're a returning viewer, then hi, welcome back. So today I thought I'd film a bit of a different video. I'm gonna kind of have a go at rearranging my kind of craft space and yarn storage. Bit of backstory for those who have been following along for a little while. I got married a week ago and have had a really lovely week off work. I will talk more about the wedding in the next podcast that I film, just because there's so much to talk about, knitting related, non-knitting related. I did actually film a video just before the wedding about kind of crafting for the wedding, including knitting and kind of other stuff that me and my husband made for the wedding. You can actually see a couple of the things behind us, actually, the husband and wife pom-pom letters, which you'll recognize if you watch the last video. But just briefly to say, it was amazing. It was the best day. We had an amazing time. And yeah, I just wish we could do it all over again. But it is my last day today before going back to work. So I'm determined to not get well, it's Monday, but the Sunday scaries or Sunday blues, whatever you want to call it, the day before you have to go back to work. So I was like, what can I do to distract myself? Where's my happy place? Oh, yarn. So yeah, thought I'd take you along for the ride. So essentially what I'm hoping to do is just organise my I don't want to say stash. I mean, I do have a yarn stash, but it's more than that. It's like, at the moment, I'll show you later, but my yarn is either all kind of like in baskets, but you can't really see it, or it's like put away in the cupboard under the stairs. So yeah, it's not very aesthetically pleasing. It's probably quite moth safe, but I touch wood, never had an issue with moths before. It's also quite cat safe at the moment. But yeah, I just don't find it very inspiring when it's like locked away and I can't see it. It's hard to kind of visualize what you've got, what you haven't got. I didn't buy yarn for like quite a lot of the first half of the year, but I have actually accumulated quite a lot of new yarn in the second half of the year, and I just want to be able to see it and have like a nice space for it. Our spare room is my target area, and it's currently a bit of a mess. Again, I will show you a kind of laundry post-wedding chaos. So I'm hoping to tidy that up a bit, but to find the motivation, I was like, maybe I can use this as a bit of a rejig of the craft space. So I was asking people for a bit of inspiration via Instagram and via a message box, and got some really good answers actually as to how people organise their stashes. So they generally were saying there was a theme of people saying non-aesthetically pleasing but really useful organising wise, like clear containers so you can see what's in your boxes, which I think is a great idea, because like I just said, part of the issue I have with how I'm storing stuff at the minute is that I can't see it. People said they like to organise their yarn by kind of maybe by season, so like winter and summer yarn separately. Some people said they like to organise it by kind of fibre, so kind of all their merinos together, all their mohairs together. It's subsection of that. People said they like to put their superwash yarns together and their non-superwash yarns kind of separately to that. Some people said they like to organise it by project. So if they're like, well, I'm going to use this yarn and this yarn together for that project, then let's store them together. So it's really interesting actually to see people's different views on things. In terms of how I plan to store it, was browsing the interweb, as you do, and came across, I think I googled like aesthetic yarn storage or something really weird like that. But Google did not disappoint, and I was just flicking through some images and I came across some yarn stored in like wooden crates, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. And I was like, wait a second, we have a load of wooden crates that we use for the wedding, for like the pick and mix stand, for the flip flop storage, for cakes, display of cake. So I was like, that's perfect, I could repurpose them. And so I might look into that. I also love the idea of having like a pin board. Lots of people have like a really lovely pin board for their swatches or like for things that inspire them. You can get pin boards and then you can get peg boards. The difference being that pin board is more like maybe a cork board, traditional cork board that you kind of actually pin like your swatches, for example, to. Peg board seems to be like a board with holes in, and then you can get different attachments for it, so like little basket attachments or little like basically just different things that you can hang on it to store things. So that seems to be the difference. I have found, I will show you in just a sec, but like kind of a pin board but not like a traditional big square one, so I'm gonna have a bit of an experiment with that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But the first task is to tidy the space in the first place, which is a bit I don't want to do because it's not fun, but it is necessary. So yeah, less chit chat. Now you know what my plan is. Let's go and have a look at the space that I need to tidy. So I need to tidy the space. I need to go and get some, because we rent our house, have to be a bit careful about like attaching things to walls and damage and stuff. So the pin board things that I got actually adhere to the wall, but I thought it might be a bit of a palaver to get off. So I've ordered some command strips. They're really good. Anyone who doesn't use them, they're like damage-free hanging is what they kind of their strap line. So they're like an adhesive strip that you put on whatever you're trying to attach to the wall, and then you put the paired strip on the wall, and they kind of like almost like a Velcro to attach to the wall. And then the theory is you can then pull the strip off, and this, however they adhere to the wall, it doesn't damage the wall or strip paint or anything like that. In theory, we'll see. So we need to go and get them from. I've ordered them to a shop and go and collect those, and then yeah, get down to some organisation. I had best intentions of starting this really early to make the most of the light. However, it's now lunchtime because I had a nice lie-in. So we'll do our best with the light, and I've got my ring light if we need it for later on. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Let's go and look at the chaos that needs to be dealt with before we can play. I forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. It's freezing. It snowed over the weekend. So yeah, I'm in full Knitter's Paradise mode. This is my sweater number 18. I was going to say 11 then, it's not 11. Sweater number 18 by My Favourite Things Knitwear, which I finished earlier this year, and have actually got quite a lot of wear out of the last couple of weeks. I've worn it to work, I've worn it like casually. It's really, really lovely and warm. It's on the chunkier side of the things that I knit these days. It's knit in Knitting for Olive, heavy merino, and a mohair from Sostrene and Grene. And yeah, it's really, really cozy. So yeah, meant to say that's what I'm wearing for this mammoth of tasks. Okay, this is what we're dealing with. So this is our spare room, and like many people's spare rooms, I imagine, sorry about my creaky floor, I imagine it gets kind of used as a bit of a space to put things where you don't really have anywhere else to put them. So we're not blessed for space in this house. We don't have a loft, it's only 2 bedrooms. This is basically loads of stuff left over from the wedding, all the flip-flops you can see, but these are the crates I was talking about. So let me show you one. So I think they were from Hobbycraft, and then Pete stained them this nice kind of oaky colour, and then he added a little LP, which is very cute, for Lizzie and Pete, to each of the crates. So I have these, so I'm thinking I might try and make a bit of use of them later on, obviously to rehome all the other stuff. Thinking I might try and take over this area here, because it's kind of a ready-made little space there. So if I can get rid of all the bits and bobs up there, just a moment for Pete's very proud collection of Star Wars Lego paraphernalia. And then in terms of the pin board, I'm thinking maybe this space. That's artwork from when I went to Tanzania, so I may have to just repurpose that and move that somewhere else. It's a beautiful painting that I bought from when I was there. Also have this wall space above the bed. Again, fabric that I bought when I was in Tanzania. It's not really much other space. As I was saying that, I'm now wondering whether I could make more out of this whole space, like have the swatch board on the wall there and then stack the crates there. Then they'd be floor level, which isn't that exciting. Or do I put the swatch board above the bed, move that canvas and keep the crates there? I think first thing we need to do is basically clear up some space, because it's kind of hard to visualize anything with this absolute chaos. So oh, these are the little, I'll get them out properly, but these are the little pinboard things that I got. They're all shrink wrapped at the minute, but they're essentially little felt hexagons that you can put together to make as many little tiles as you want, and just some little pins for them as well. So yeah, here is evidence of what the room looked like before. I'm going to do some tidying and I will join you again when everything is a bit clearer. Catch you in a bit. Hi guys, part one is complete. You can see we're losing the light already. It's literally not even 3 o'clock yet. Very depressing, but that's December for you. But yes, we are tidy. I know, unrecognisable from the first clip. So I've managed to empty basically all of the stuff down there. So I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 crates empty, and if I really needed that one, I could take those bottles out. Those bottles were our held our table number cards. But yes, it's looking so much better. As you can see. And I've added my own little touch to the Star Wars wool. We'll see how long they last, either from Mr. Hive Knits or the cats. But yes, pleased. So, got myself some space there, which I think I will probably use for the crates and yarn storage. We've got this as well that Pete's mum made for us. It's literally perfect for Hive Knits. Oh, it's apparently covered in soil. I think there was a plant on it, but might try and put that up somewhere as well. So we're doing well. So I'm going to go out now and get the command strips, I think. Yeah, so much better, isn't it? I just need to go out now and get the command things from the shop. It's only a few minutes down the road, so I think I'll go and do that. And then, yeah, we're going to have to just film in the gloom, but that's okay. One of the main tasks was literally tidying this room, so we've done that, so that's great. Now the fun part can start. So I will catch up with you when I'm back from the shops. Bye.
Someone else who's clearly very much enjoying the clean and tidy floor with space to play, and that someone is called Hugo.
I'm back from the shop. We are looking very cozy in here, aren't we, Hugo? You agree? Wow, very artistic in front of the light there, buddy. Little candle. And oh yes, cup of tea and a donut. Hi, so I'm back from the shops. Realised I hadn't eaten anything since breakfast, so that needed to change. Grabbed a little sandwich and got myself a donut. These are the command strip things that I was talking about. I'm sure people have used them before, but if anyone hasn't, these are they. Let me just, sorry for the noise. Yeah, they come as like these pairs of strips, and basically you pull the sticky back off and then they will stick together, kind of like Velcro. So yeah, I've got 12 of these, so I can use them on these and stick them to whichever wall I decide. I'm still not 100% sure, but I'm leaning towards that wall above the bed. So I'm gonna go and, well, I'm gonna just have a cup of tea, a sip of a cup of tea. I might have to turn the big light back on because it is pretty gloomy. Yeah, it's almost completely dark now and it's 4:20. I'm sure people in like places further north in the northern hemisphere are like, literally, what are you complaining about? But just a bit depressing. Right, I'll go and show you where my yarn is kept at the minute. It's just having a fight. Yeah, let's go and look at where the yarn is kept at the minute. Bring it up here and see what we end up doing. So, oh yes, here's our Christmas tree. And my mum and dad came to our house and put this just married banner up, which is really cute. Excuse me. And bought us a little eucalyptus tree with lights on, which was like the main plant of our wedding, which was really cute. Anyway, as you can see, some of my yarn is here in these baskets, which is just really not ideal. It's just kind of, yeah, like I said, I can't see it. It's like a We Are Knitters bag at the bottom. That basket, which initially was like, oh, look how aesthetically pleasing this is, it's just turned into more stacking storage, and now we're like beyond that. I tend to keep my current projects like in a bag with me on the sofa, which is not probably the best way of doing things. And then the worst part, oh, there's my bouquet. The worst part is basically in this cupboard. Yes, very messy, but whose understairs cupboard isn't? Essentially in these drawers, you can see knit.co.uk bags. Yeah, basically it's not great. It's more there, more in here. So yeah, you can see why that's not the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take it all upstairs and have a look at what we've got. Okay, I think this is all of it. Aesthetic officially ruined. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's the basket and stuff that was beside the chair by the Christmas tree. Those are my kind of active project bags. So not much of that may necessarily stay up here. That was underneath that basket. They were in the downstairs cupboard, and they were in that stacker in the downstairs cupboard. So yeah, I'm out of breath from going up and down the stairs. Might just have a little look and a sort first of all. Yeah, and then when we know what we've got, we can see how we want to start storing these bad boys. I also found this is like a yarn bowl that my lovely friend Handmade by Rachel gave to me. So cool, it says wool on it, you can't really see it. But it's absolutely beautiful, but it's just been hidden away, filled with swatches. So these are what I want to try and put on the pin boards so that they're not just sat in a bowl. And yeah, so I'll try and set the camera up so we can see a bit more easily. Engage the help of my tripod, I think. And yeah, let's sit and go through some yarn. So, poof, I think I'm over halfway through. Suddenly very messy in here again. But it's organised chaos, I feel. Wow, I've got a lot of yarn. seeing it like this just makes me realise, actually, I do have a lot. So I've still got a few bits in boxes and these, but essentially trying to separate it into, I guess, weight and fibre, I guess. So like this is all silk mohair, that's like silk mohair scraps, that's all fingering weight merino, this is all like DK weight mixture of fibres, to be fair. That's like summery cotton or cotton blends, and then that's just a random roving. They're kind of anonymous and lace weight yarns, merino scraps, fingering weight scraps, mostly, then like random scraps, and then whips. Yeah, got a lot of them as well. I didn't quite realise I had so many. So that's been a learning point. Oh, and then random. Look, this is everything here. I've probably at one point recently said, "Oh, where's that gone?" This is all the random tools that came out of the bags that I've just sorted. So that's nice to have found them. Any swatches I found, been adding to this pile, which is now pretty large. And then, yeah, some random stuff. A concealer and some sunglasses and some hair clips. Don't really belong anywhere. So many swatches. The end of cones, which I may not bother keeping, but got them there for now. Yeah, so we're doing well. Got me ring light. So, yeah, gonna keep going. Not add me to on my donut, really. And catch up with you shortly. It's all sorted on the floor. Yeah, there's way more than I thought there was going to be. Which I feel like weirdly guilty about. Let me show you. So this is us. Rubbish in that corner. I have got a lot of DK weight yarn apparently, which I didn't realise. I thought I'd have the most of fingering weight, although I suppose DK takes up more room. So yeah, this is all DK weight, lace weight, roving, fingering scraps, odds and sods of fluffy yarn, silk, well, yeah, lace weight, silk, mohair type things. I mean, there's some sneffnug in there, which isn't mohair, but you get the vibe. Those are the whole skeins, scraps, fingering. Oh, we've collapsed. Oh dear. Cottony summery things, random acrylic, DK weight scraps, and then really random and tools. But yes, well, that's more cottony stuff. Everything is unpacked apart from this very special box, which was my wedding gift from my beautiful knitting friends, which I'll talk about more in the next podcast, but is going to be included in the storage, but it's just so beautiful. Hand-dyed custom order from Zakami, and the name of the colourway is Wyresdale Park, which is where we got married. It's just stunning. Yeah, so That took longer than I thought, but it's actually really interesting to see what I've got. So now I need to try and organise it all, I guess, with these crates. So this is where we've got to at the end of today. I was thinking I would have the swatch wool done as well today, but that's okay. I'll do that another day and then finish off the video. So yeah, so much tidier. And then wait for it. So that's everything ready for the swatches. This is now the basket of whips, which I think I'll take downstairs. And da 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 da. Isn't it great? So good. Got all the mohairs in here. I'm sorry the light isn't the best. I will do some daylight shots as well. DK, some more DK, fingering, and then kind of summery yarns, big fluffy yarns. I'm amazed it's all gone in, and we've made use of the wedding crates. Pete says we may have to try and stick them together somehow so that they don't get pulled over by the cats, which is a fair point. But I'll figure that out another day. But yes, very pleased with it. For the men, yarn storage, and then hopefully swatch wool, either there or there. Cool. So I'll catch up with you later in the week when we finish off the video. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's now Wednesday evening because I ran out of time to film everything on Monday. I'm now wearing my sweater number 11 by My Favourite Things / the Wednesday sweater by Petite Knit. I kind of combined like the two different patterns. It's made with Filcolana Arvetta in this lovely white colour, and let me show you the fabric a bit better. With like white as the main DK strand, and then some kind of hand-dyed speckly mohair from Rheia yarns as the like little contrast strand. I've been at a teaching day today, and it was literally freezing this morning. It was -3 when I got the cart out, and then they also emailed us last night to say that the heating had failed, so to bring some warm layers. So initially I was like, oh no. Then actually thinking about it, I was like, I can wear something knitted. So that actually turned out fine. So I didn't really get much done yesterday. I came back to my project spare room yarn space today. This is actually the second time I filmed this. I did a bit of chat and then realised that for some reason my camera hadn't been filming at all. So that's a bit weird, but no matter. We'll just film for a second time. But yes, I thought I would park myself in front of my new pride and joy, my yarn wall. How exciting. I took some footage of it earlier actually when I got home. I still had a bit of work to do, but in the daylight, because I realised that I hadn't actually filmed anything in natural light because it got dark so early on Monday. So I'll have like put that footage in, but isn't it fab? I'm so proud of it. It's a really nice way to reuse the crates from the wedding, and now I can actually see all of my yarn, which is great. I've got so much more than I realised. Like I think none of it was like a surprise. None of it I found and thought, oh, I'd forgotten about that, but I couldn't see it, and that was the exact plan that I wanted to like make the most of. Being able to see all my yarn, and actually it's so nice being able to see it all, like all the colours, all the different types of fibre that I've got, can kind of see what would pair with what. It's fab. I'm really happy. When I finished it on Monday and Pete came home, he was like, oh, you do realise you've made like a climbing wall for the cats? And I was a bit like, ooh, I have. But so far, touch wood, they seem to have kind of ignored it. Molly was climbing up on the top of the wardrobe there, but she didn't like try and get across the top of the crates. I think because there's things up there. I think if I'd left it clear, she probably would have, and that might have been a bit tricky. I also thought they might just try and like claw at the yarn and like take it out of where it is, but so far they haven't really done that either. Although I did come home yesterday, went upstairs into our room to get changed, and stuck my head in here to be like, ooh, is everything okay? Half expecting all of this to be on the floor. It was fine, but under our bed, I found this little nugget of mohair, which is coincidentally is the yarn that's in this sweater. Actually, this is the Rheia yarns hand-dyed speckled silk mohair that goes with this. But yeah, this was under our bed, ever so slightly unwound. So either it like fell out of this and the cats chased it, or they like quaked it out. For some reason they chose this one. I'm like, damn, you guys have expensive taste. But to be fair, it's probably quite unruinable compared to some of the other like more fluffy fibres. So I was just like, I'll just pop that back. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Silk mohair, fluff, type yarns here, DK. I was a bit worried when I was filling the DK section, so I did them first, and I was just like, ooh, because I did this bottom one, and not much had gone off the floor, and like this whole crate had been filled, and I was just like, ooh, suddenly it's looking like I might not have enough boxes. But actually, once I'd filled this one, then like everything else went quite nicely into the other crates, so it was fine. But as you can see, there's not really much spare space without adding another box. So yeah, it was a good amount that I had. It's filled up the crates very nicely. So yes, fingering weight here, random more bulky fluff misfits up there, and then like summer weight yarns and my beautiful hand-dyed yarn from the knitters for my wedding present up in that top corner. So yeah, really pleased with it. Let me just briefly show you on the side of these crates is our little LP wedding logo. And also up here you can see this crate has the little LP as well. Over here I have my beautiful little Hive Knits ceramic pot that my friend I went to medical school with, she's called HK Clay, she made that for me. Very, very sweet of her. This random flower pot has kind of messy like needles and kind of tools and things in, so I kind of stuck that up there. And then in this little crate, which was the bathroom box at our wedding in the women's loos, with like emergency like painkillers, indigestion relief, safety pins, deodorant, that kind of thing. This has got like just random odds and bobs. So in the time lapse you might have seen me putting like random tools and stuff that I found in a pile, and they've essentially all ended up in here. So buttons, elastic thread that I actually don't love because it's quite thick, needles that are too chunky to go anywhere else, tags for swatches, needle stoppers, pom-pom makers, yarn debobbling, pilling tool things. So yeah, all that kind of random stuff that's a bit messy has essentially, has gone to live there, which is fab. I'll sort that out later. Ta-da! So yes, so now I'm ready to move on to part 3 of the project Spare Room Craft Space Makeover Overhaul. So part 1 was tidy the spare room, the motivation for which was then being able to create this, and then thirdly to do my swatch pinboard, and I haven't done that yet. So I was thinking Pete's out of football until a bit later, so I might just try and have a little go at that now. So I showed you before, but they were in packets. These are the little hexy felty guys that I've got. See, they're like a nice grey colour, and they're not like super thick. That's kind of the thickness of them. Depth, I suppose you might call it. And individually they look like this. They have like an adhesive backing, but I'm going to use the command so I don't break our rented walls. But yeah, they're just nice, and I've got some little pins for them. So the vibe was maybe going to be something like just playing around with putting swatches on them, really, kind of a little bit like that, and just seeing how that works. They kind of like they kind of work together, these little hexies, to make like a bigger shape, which is going to be quite cool. And the observant amongst you will be like, huh, isn't that the Hive Knits logo? And you would be correct. That was not unintentional. So I'm going to have a little play around with these, kind of maybe lay them out on the bed, see what they're looking like, and then try and put some up on the wall. So I will catch up with you when I've done that. It's either going to look great or it's going to look terrible, and we'll just laugh about it and move on. Catch you in a bit. So I'm thinking something along these lines. Looks pretty cool. That's all the hexagons that I have. I need to get my steamer and just steam a few of the swatches that are a bit more
crumpled, like this swatch has some linen in, so that's crumpled quite a bit. That has crumpled because I think it's just been screwed up. That obviously is a crease. I mean, some of them are fine. But yeah, they're quite cute. Might jiggle these around because there's a lot of half fisherman's rib going on over here. The restos are quite stretched out, spread out. But yeah, I think it looks cool. What do you think? I'm going to do a bit of steaming and a bit of pinning and then see what we think. There's two very interested parties here. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Wow, steaming has done an absolute treat. They look so much better, don't they? Way less crinkled. This one's straightened right out. This one, they all look fab. I think I might need to do a bit of snipping some of those ends. So I'll just do that and then maybe some pinning and update ya. It's done. It's finished. Yay. I actually still have two more tiles to put on because I ran out of command strips. There were 14 of these and only 12, and I decided I couldn't cut them in half because then they wouldn't have the pulley tabby thing. So, whoops, I've got two more of these which I'm going to put on that side of the thing, but it's a really good start. And the thing is with these is that I know where I got them from. You can really easily order more and more pins, so I can just expand that swatch board if I want to, which is really fun. I didn't manage to hang these three guys up. I'll have to hang them up when I am able to hang these up. But yeah, the room has been absolutely transformed, which is really fun. I am going to wrap this video up here. I have no idea how long it's taken, like all in all, but I really enjoyed filming it over these few days. Just something a little bit different to usual, and it really motivated me to sort this room out and make it all crafty and cozy. So thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed having a nosy at what I've been doing. If you've got any questions, if anything wasn't clear, anything I didn't mention properly, then just write down in the comments below. And I'll be back soon, I should imagine, with like a normal format podcast, with some updates on some whips, update on the wedding, and some new associated yarny acquisitions. So have a lovely rest of your day, evening. It's been really nice to hang out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.